What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to another video. And I had kind of a topic that popped in my head, and I was like, hey, you know what? Maybe that's something worth talking about. You know, it's beginner focused, and you know, I don't think I really had anybody mention this stuff to me when I was playing. But you know what? It's kind of like the I guess like the goofier side of guitar to me. Actually, two things I'm going to talk about today: goofy side, not so goofy side. So let's talk about the goofy side of it today. Now, there's not going to be tabs for this stuff, but if you want to check out my free guitar course, you totally can. That's linked down below in the description. It's called the Fretboard Decoder. 3 parts, yo. Get it? Now, what's the first thing I'm going to talk about? Now, as a beginner, you might be obviously like nervous playing guitar in front of people or something like that, but guitar kind of makes you do some weird stuff. You know, it's just the way that it is. It makes you... sometimes make faces, maybe you move your mouth when you're playing or something like that. I know I do that one all the time. You know, maybe it makes you kind of move to it, and none of those things should ever make you feel weird or anything like that. Everyone responds to guitar differently, and if anything, to me, all that stuff means is that you're really connecting with what you're playing, you know? And if you're the person who just kind of sits still and stuff like that, that doesn't mean that you're any less connected. That just might be how you play, you know? To each their own in that aspect for sure. And it's crucial to understand, to not feel weird, and if anything, don't fight whatever it is that you want to do. So if I'm kind of playing this riff, and I call it the stank face, whenever the riff has attitude and you're like, yeah, stanky. Well, I don't fight it, I stank it up, you know? You know, don't worry about what your face is doing. When I play fast up, it's funny sometimes I play and I'm like, you're tasting the lick. I'm not gonna do it now because I'm thinking about it. But it's really funny to me because sometimes I'll be like really focused. I can tell when I'm really focused because I'm like, and like all of a sudden I'll do that or something just like goofy. But like I said, don't let that stuff bother you. You know what? Everyone has their own tics. You know, maybe your friends joke around with you about it. Like, people joke around with me about it in the comment section, and I don't get upset about it. But, you know, if someone is ever deliberately trying to be, like, you know, mean or hurtful, dude, they got something else going on, and don't let that deter you at all. Now, the other side of that I want to talk about, so that's kind of the goofier side, and you just have to embrace it. Whoa. Embrace the goofy. And the other side to me is a more serious one, and I've actually talked about this in another video, but don't be afraid to play the guitar the way you feel. So some people are very, very timid about their guitars. They don't want to scratch it, they don't want to hurt it. Trust me, guitars are pretty tough. I'm going to be honest. You know, they're a tough instrument, you know. Part of that is because they're so simple. There's not a lot going on a guitar. You know, it's not like a harp or something like that where you got 15,000 strings. But if you are playing and you are playing with energy, it's hard to convey energy without playing with energy. You know, so if I play a riff, can we just take a moment and appreciate that riff was terrible? And let's try to do a better one now. Like, I guess the point I'm trying to get across is don't be afraid to play your guitar hard. You know, I play every single one of my guitars the exact same way. There's nothing wrong with wanting to take care of your guitar, but don't let that hinder you playing. You know, I just feel like if you have all these other things going on in your mind, if you're worried about the way you're moving, the way you're reacting to stuff, the way, you know, how hard you're picking, you know, don't scratch the guitar, these are all distracting you from what to me should be the most important thing, and that's just playing. and kind of like emoting whatever you're wanting to, relay through your playing. So you have to kind of like set all that stuff aside and make sure that, to me, the music just comes first. That's really, at the end of the day, what reigns supreme for me is the music, and the playing comes first over everything else. Now, I'm not saying take your 59 Les Paul and play it behind your head and stuff like that. You don't have to be ridiculous unless you want to. It's yours. Do what you want. But I also know that these instruments are meant to be played, and that's what I think we should do with them. Just play them. So other than that, like I said, if you are a beginner who is sitting there and is kind of like worried, maybe you're moving a weird way to the guitar or something like that, yo, forget about it. Do what you want to do, man. My guitar went really out of tune. Might as well finish it off. Later, guys. Woo!